Hey, in this video, what you're going to learn is that you do not need to be a genius to write a sales letter. So hang in there. I'm Mike Connolly. This is what it's all about. So from section 1 of Dan Kennedy's book, The Ultimate Sales Letter, we're going to cover in this video 9 things to do before you start writing. Now, we're not going to cover the whole book, Ultimate Sales Letter. I think this is going to have to be broken down into pieces. But in this section, you're going to learn what to do before you start writing your ultimate sales letter. So why am I recording this today? Well, as of this recording, it's about 2 days before Dan Kennedy's birthday, December 22nd. And you may be wondering, well, okay, so what's the big deal? Well, it actually is pretty amazing because Dan Kennedy, who was rumored to have died, is back in action. And he's recently partnered with Russell Brunson to reignite Dan's flagship newsletter, the No B.S. marketing letter. So a lot of things are happening around Dan Kennedy right now. And who is Dan Kennedy? Well, maybe you haven't heard of Dan Kennedy. He is a strategic advisor, consultant, business coach, and author of over 30 business books, including the popular No B.S. series. He directly influences more than 1 million business owners and entrepreneurs worldwide. And Dan Kennedy was my gateway drug into the world of direct response. So I almost could literally say I owe him 1 million, seriously. So without further ado, hit subscribe if you'd like to get more tips like this. We're going to jump in here in just a second, but if you want to break through the pain and frustration of marketing your business, hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the valuable tips like the ones we're about to see. All right, here we go. Let's jump in. So before you start writing, one of the things that Dan's, and by the way, all of these tips I'm about to share with you, all 9 tips, are based on the first section of Dan's book, The Ultimate Sales Letter, which I'm not going to do justice to. You've just simply got to go out and buy the book. I mean, it's maybe, $12 on Amazon. It's been in print for 30 years. You know, if it's been that long, it's probably got something worthwhile that people feel is worth having. And quite honestly, if you look at my copy, it's dog-eared, it's grimy, it's been used a lot. And so get the book, okay? So that's really step number 1 is get the book. Now, before you start writing your letter, all of these suggestions are from section 1 in the book. Dan says, get books like this and devour them, do what they say. Dan said he was not a college graduate. He was a high school graduate. And that was how he learned. He didn't go to work for some copywriting agency and work his way up from the mailroom. He read books and learned from there and has really become, he's well known as the millionaire maker, right? Just from reading books like this. So that's step 1, is get books, devour them, do what they say before you begin writing. Now let's look at step number 2 is you've got your own brains, your own insight, observations, and common sense. Use them. So from what you've read in the books and from what you're about to write, just use your own brains and include that in your writing. It won't be like Dan Kennedy. It won't be like anybody else. But when you take the principles you've learned from direct response books and apply them with your own insight, you'll have something unique, and chances are that will work quite well for you. Step number 3, before you begin writing, is translate selling in person to selling in print. If you've had direct sales experience, that will come in very helpful. If not, heck, go out and get a temporary sales job. Go, make phone calls from a phone room. I mean, yeah, maybe this wouldn't be your first choice, but quite honestly, it's one of the best things you can do to be able to write a good sales letter is to actually have that person-to-person interaction where you're selling things. So translate selling in person to selling in print. That's step 3. Let's look at step 4 is don't let writing intimidate you. You can write. You don't have to be perfect. Your English teacher is not looking over your shoulder. Writing is just a matter of communicating ideas from you to your prospective buyer. You know your business So all you need to do is get the ideas across that you know where the value is in your business that will cause somebody to make a buying decision with you. It's as simple as that. Don't let the writing intimidate you. It's just a means of communicating those ideas. Pre-writing action step number 5, recognize your own knowledge and insight that you have about your business. So if you're a chiropractor, if you are selling life insurance, if you have a real estate brokerage, or you're an agent, all of the things that you know about your business, you've probably forgotten more than any, beginner would even, attempt to learn. Did I say that right? I don't know. Anyway, you know a lot about your own business. So, and we all tend to discount what we know. So the main point here is, as you're writing, let that come out and reflect on what you know. And before, really honestly, before long, as you start writing, you'll be surprised at what you do know. So first off, recognize that you do know a lot. If thinking that you don't know enough to write a sales letter is holding you back, don't let it. You do know a lot, and it will start coming out as soon as you write. There you go. That's action step number 5 before you begin writing. Now, let me ask you, what is your experience with writing a sales letter? Have you ever attempted to write one? And if you did, how did it work for you? If it didn't work, what was blocking it? What got in your way? Put your thoughts in a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. All right, let's jump into action step number 6 before you begin writing your ultimate sales letter. So organize and assemble a swipe file. Swipe file just means a file where you're swiping or grabbing or collecting ideas and information from other marketers, other writers, authors, other media, movies, radio programs, whatever. See if you can collect ideas that stimulate you for one reason or another. Either you could say, that's a great ad, or that's a terrific headline, or you might even say, that's a really terrible postcard I just got in the mail. That didn't impress me at all. Collect those things, organize them, and that way, when you are searching for ideas to make your letter interesting and engaging and compelling, then you've got something to draw on. So assemble and organize a swipe file of ideas that you can write, that you can use when you're writing your ultimate sales letter. Action step 7, think selling. Okay, so there's a saying out there, excuse me just a second here. I don't want to lose my voice while I'm chatting with you. So you may have heard this said, that great writing is about helping people understand. Great copywriting is about helping people feel understood. Okay, so what do I mean here? Think selling as a prelude to starting your writing means what we're really about with a sales letter is, as Dan points out as an example in the book, he says it's more like selling vacuum cleaners to Ma, Pa, and the kids on the living room floor than it is like anything else, right? So think as a peddler or as a salesperson or as a merchant. That is your first and primary and really your only objective and goal with writing a sales letter. And so it's not so much about writing the great American novel. It's not about writing the next screenplay that Steven Spielberg is going to use. This is about, what is it that your ideal customer is going to find valuable enough to pull out their credit card and buy from you. So think selling. Pre-writing action step number 8, just write. Okay, so that is difficult for most people who aren't already accustomed to this, but it is like anything else. It is a habit that you can form. If your life is full of distractions, and it probably is, it's hard to find time to do anything else. Maybe what you could do is get up a half hour earlier in the morning, before the kids wake up or whatever, before you start getting phone calls, and just sit down and give yourself that opportunity to have that time to write, even if it's only for a paragraph or two. The key thing is to make it a habit of writing, and before you know it, you'll really have something. It adds up. And finally, action step number 9 before you begin writing is don't get hung up on perfection. That's the killer of progress. And really, for most businesses, a good sales letter is going to be a terrific advance for the business. So good is good enough. Just remember that. Don't get hung up on perfection. Just get down there, get it written, and get it out there. Ship it, as they say. All right? Well, hey, thank you for watching. I hope you got something valuable out of this. If you'd like more Dan copywriting tips, did I repeat myself? Department of Redundancy Department. For more Dan Kennedy copywriting tips, check out the links below. I'll have some ideas for you there. And again, thanks for watching. Come on back. We'll see you again soon. Bye.